Engineering has long been the profession of powerful and useful items. Those who choose to be engineers have a huge arsenal of weapons at their disposal. From bombs and mind control helmets to ammunition and scopes, engineers are limitless in their utility for both solo and group play. Today we'll be looking at the top 10 coolest engineering items in the Burning Crusade. So, starting out at number 10, we have the epic 10% stun resist helmet. This thing comes in two versions. You've got the cloth version and you've got the mail version. And the reason this thing is like really cool is because it offers you a 10% chance to resist stun and disorient effects. If you look at the mail version, this is clearly for enhanced shamans or hunters. And then if you look at the cloth one, this is pretty much, any type of cloth wearing class can take this. Mage, warlock, whatever. This is super cool because if you are an orc and you have hardiness, which in the past was 25% chance to resist stuns, it's been nerfed down to 20% in the Burning Crusade. However, pair it with this helmet and you're sitting at a 30% stun resist, which is ridiculous. That means nearly 1/3 of all stuns you're just going to completely resist. Not bad at all. All right, coming in at number 9, we've got the Dimensional Ripper and the Ultra Safe Transporter. Now, I think these two are super cool. Basically, back in Vanilla Classic, you had the Dimensional Ripper, which would take you to Tannerus or Everspring, and then you had the Ultra Safe Transporter, which did the one that the Gnomish did not, or that the Goblin did not. Basically, you've got the TBC versions, so in Vanilla, it would take you from Tannerus or Winterspring, but in the Burning Crusade, you can either go to Tashley's Station, which is in Blade's Edge Mountains, or you can go to Area 52 if you're a Goblin, and that'll take you to Area 52. Now, the reason this is super cool, one, it's just awesome that you can really quickly get across the world. If you think about it, Shattrath is located in Tarot-Car Forest, and that is very far away from Area 52, up in Netherstorm. Even Tashley's Station is super far away from Shattrath City. So these two are a really quick way to get around. Not to mention, Area 52 is a place, if you're playing PvP, that you're going to be visiting quite often to purchase your seasonal gear, your arena gear. So these two items are super fun because they don't always go as planned. If you look at the item, it says there that rips the dimensional walls asunder and transports you to Area 52 in Netherstorm. There are technical problems that sometimes occur, but that's what a Goblin engineering is all about. So you can see here that sometimes things don't always go as planned with these items. Basically, it could just teleport you in the middle of the sky, and then you just fall to your death. Or if you have a parachute, you'll survive. That's definitely happened to me before. Or alternatively, if you use the Ultra Safe Transporter, it says here, nothing to worry about while using this baby. Gnomish know-how will get you there in a safe and timely fashion. You can actually get a debuff that says, you've been replaced by your evil twin. So just some fun stuff. I just think it's the coolest. I always think engineering is one of the coolest professions because it's got these weird, wacky, fun stuff that can happen. Also, the utility is just solid. Coming in at number 8, we have the Ultra Spectropic Detection Goggles. So these are really cool because it shows the location of all nearby gas clouds on the minimap. And what they're talking about with these gas clouds is basically the clouds that you can extract their motes from using the Zap Throttle mote extractor, which that's kind of a spoiler alert. But it's just really cool because usually as a player without these goggles, you might find these while just roaming, but sometimes they're in the air, and it's really awesome to be able to track them on your mini map. And by the way, each zone has a different element that you collect, or a different mote, right? So if you're in Netherstorm, you're going to see gas clouds of essence of, or motes of mana when you harvest them. And Zangar, it'll be motes of water. In Nagrand, I don't remember, but it's motes of either earth. I think it's earth or wind. And then, you know, if you go to Shadow Moon Valley, it's Motes of Shadow. And so it's really kind of like a flavorful thing that you can gather these like primal elements, the motes of, you know, different elements. And the best way to determine where they are, the Ultra Spectropic detection goggles. So these are super cool. They've got pretty decent stats too. I mean, Stamina Spirit, they're a cloth item. So if you are not a spellcaster, then you're probably not going to want to wear these all the time. But, you know, Priest, this screams Priest to me. I mean, it's got Spirit and Stamina. So if you're a Priest, maybe you can just throw them on all the time. All right. Coming in at number 7, we've got the Repair Bot. Now I know what you're thinking. Come on, this was a vanilla item. There's nothing TBC about this. Well, actually, it's a new and improved Field Repair Bot 110G. This thing unfolds into a Field Repair Bot that sells reagents. It can repair damaged items, and it lasts for 10 whole minutes. So this Field Repair Bot not only repairs your stuff, but it's going to give you those acorn seeds you need to battle res people. It's going to give you those candles to cast your greater blessing of kings. And it's going to give you those symbols of divinity for when your raid wipes and you need to DI. So there you go. It's an awesome Field Repair Bot. New and improved. I think it's always awesome to have these things. It's got a late night of raiding. You know, you guys have wiped 10 plus times. You got to go get repairs. You got to sell stuff. You got to restock up on reagents. Whatever it is, Field Repair Bot has got you covered. All right, coming in at number 6, we have the Rocket Boots Extreme. Now, these Rocket Boots Extreme are freaking awesome. They, 1, they're leather. 2, they increase attack power by 80. So this is already kind of saying like rogue-ish here, right? Or maybe feral druid. But the use effect, these rocket boots increase your speed by 300% for 3 seconds, and they do not get destroyed, unlike the vanilla version. However, if they do backfire, the backfire is just 250 fire damage. However, even if it does backfire, it will work 100% of the time. So you're going to get that speed bonus no matter what, even if it backfires. All right, coming in at number 5, we have Goblin Jumper Cables XL. Now, Goblin Jumper Cables XL are basically jumper cables, but these actually were also, I'm pretty sure, in vanilla, these exact ones. But again, it's just a really cool item that even though it was also already in vanilla, it's still a cool engineering item in the Burning Crusade. I mean, it gives you the ability to shock a dead player back to life. Yeah, you can't use it in combat, but it's like wipe prevention. And like, who doesn't like when a hunter feign deaths, pops back up and uses jumper cables on the healer, and then you guys don't have to run back? Like, that's awesome. It's super, super cool. I mean, if like a rogue vanishes, they can do it too. Anyone else who can really quickly get out of combat or whatever, whoever, like, it's just awesome to have. And I feel like nowadays, like, not even a lot of people have these. So for whatever reason, I haven't run into them while playing Classic. So yeah, I just think they're an awesome and really cool and fun item. One of my favorites, honestly, because I wipe all the time. All right, coming in at number 5, we have the plus 45 stamina trinkets. For Goblin, we've got the Gnomish, for Gnomish Engineering, we've got the Gnomish Poultryizer. This thing is sick. It turns the target into a chicken for 15 seconds. Well, that is assuming the transmogrification polarity has not been reversed, and you turn yourself into a chicken, fool. It's awesome because it has plus 45 stamina, 450 health. These are actually really good if you're gonna like be a tank. Like, it's not bad to just hold on to this as like a starting trinket for your character. Alternatively, you've got the Goblin Rocket Launcher. Also gives you plus 45 stamina and a use effect that fires a powerful rocket at the enemy that does 960 to 1,441 damage and stuns them for 3 seconds. This thing has quite a kick, though. That means that even though you stun them for 3 seconds, it's probably gonna like stun you for like 1.5 or something, right? It's pretty sick, though. It's got the 45 stamina, and that's actually quite a decent amount of damage. That powerful rocket. So I think it's a really cool TBC addition to engineering, and it's a cool item. All right, coming in at number 4, we're getting down to the last few items that are super cool. In my opinion, the Epic Goggles. Now, the Epic Goggles are really, really, I would say, defining for the engineering profession, because anyone, depending on what armor they wear, whether that's cloth, leather, mail, or plate, they can always get their set of epic goggles. It is a stat-filled beast. Whether you are a hunter wearing mail, or a paladin wearing plate that's a healer, or a clothy that does damage or heals, there are epic goggles for you. So engineering has actually, like other professions, whether that's blacksmithing or tailoring, some actual powerful best in slot gear for a while for you. And that is the epic goggles. And they also allow you to look far into the distance, which, you know, is kind of a fun engineering flavor to the goggles, as well as increasing your stealth detection for a little bit of PvP helpfulness. And even PvE, you know, if you're grinding mobs that stealth or something like that. So super cool. All right, moving on to number 3, we've got the Zap Throttle Mote Extractor. Now, the Zap Throttle Mote Extractor ties in to the Ultra Spectropic detection goggles. These things are go glove in hand in glove, because they basically complement each other. The Zap Throttle Mote Extractor is what you're going to be using to extract gas from a nearby gas cloud. So basically, you detect them with the Ultra Spectropic goggles, and then you go with the Zap Throttle Mote Extractor and extract the gas. The Zap Throttle Mote Extractor, it's just an item in your inventory. You don't have to equip it as a trinket or like a helmet. You don't like wear a helmet that like sucks in the gas cloud. It's just an item in your inventory. You use it. It takes a few seconds to like drain life into your inventory. But the Zap Throttle Mote Extractor, honestly though, all jokes aside, like, it's really cool and it's flavorful. It allows you to gather these motes, you know, and sell them, you know, without having to fight anyone, kill anything. It could be super chill form of farming. I just think it's like full of flavor. Like, how cool is that? You get to like farm or like gather, you know, as an engineer. It's not like a gathering profession, but in a way it is through the Zap Throttle Mote Extractor. So I just think it's the coolest item. I think it's full of flavor and cool stuff. So Zap Throttle Mote Extractor. All right, guys, we're moving on to number 3. Well, guys, it's none other than we've got the flying machine control and the turbocharged flying machine control. That's right. These are probably the coolest engineering items in the entire game, in my opinion. You've got a mount, literally something that you can hop up on top of, fly around and say, I am an engineer, I built my mount. It's a really cool looking, basically tiny helicopter, which is actually, it looks ridiculous and awesome at the same time. I only ever made it to the flying machine control. I never got the parts for a turbocharged flying machine control because, quite frankly, it cannot be made without the Hula Girl doll. It literally will not function unless you have a Hula Girl doll inside of the turbocharged flying machine. It is like as critical as any other thing, whether that's the, you know, whether that's the Corium power cores that you need. The Hula Girl doll is equally important. It simply will not function. I mean, who cares about fell steel stabilizers? You need that Hula Girl doll. Otherwise, the turbocharged flying machine will not function. But that's it. Those are the 10 coolest engineering items that I have seen in the Burning Crusade, in my opinion. I think engineering is a sick class, a sick profession, and definitely one that you should roll if you want one that's fun, has some awesome rewards, has some awesome flavor, as always, some great utility from jumper cables, from dimensional rippers, ultra safe transporters, Zap Throttle Mote Extractors, and ultra spectropic detection goggles. Like, these are the coolest gadgets around. So with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.